What's good, YouTube? Masex back with another video. It's been a little bit of time. I apologize to everybody that's been wondering where the hell I've been. I had to take a little break. I call it an extended intermission. That's what I calls it. But hey, I'm back. It's June, summer 2025, and we call this the dead period in football. I got 8 quarterbacks that I think you guys should know. All of these quarterbacks are eligible for the 2026 NFL draft. And these are names, some of them you probably already know, most of them you may know, and then some you may not know to this point. So that's what we're going to dive into. So definitely, if you're an OG, like this video, share it, comment, that helps the algorithm. And if you're new, you just glanced on this video, definitely hit the subscribe button. We got a lot of content coming, but we're going to start with the quarterbacks. I've talked enough, and without further ado, let's get to it. All right, let's go ahead and start things off with maybe one of the most popular athletes in sports, actually, not just football, but in all of American sports. And that's Arch Manning out of Texas, listed at 6'4", 225 pounds, redshirt sophomore, former 5-star recruit. We all know by this point, got the family lineage, nephew of Eli and Peyton Manning, grandson of Arch Manning. A lot of hype coming into college football. Sat behind Quinn Ewers for a few years, and now he's got the keys to lead the Longhorns. Last year, 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Just overall, tough to evaluate. Most of his playing time was in spots and package plays. Started 2 games against ULM, Mississippi State. Really inferior competition to the Longhorns. But hey, I mean, he played really well. He looked really good to me, and he's got a lot of people excited. Pro Football Focus gives him an 88.1 over the 24 season, 13th amongst quarterbacks with 200 plus throws. He was 16th in big time throw rate. He's a legit dual threat. I'll be honest, I was a little skeptical about that. I wasn't sure how fast he was as far as Power 4 competition is concerned. We'll see how it goes. This will be his first year as the captain of the ship. He's going to be a guy that I'm going to be watching, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are too. All right, from one former 5-star recruit to another former 5-star recruit, we got Cade Klubnik out of Clemson, listed at 6'2", 210 pounds. Klubnik has really grown on me this past season in 24. Really looks like he's putting it all together. I'll be honest, his first 2 years, I thought he was highly overrated. Had a lot of hype coming out of high school. A lot of people wanted DJU to be benched in favor of him, and when he came in, I just didn't really see it. Really small, really fragile looking. I didn't really see the arm strength that I felt to really drive Clemson back into the Trevor Lawrence, Deshaun Watson era. But Klubnik did his thing last year. I'll truly admit that. 36 passing touchdowns. I mean, that was 3rd in the nation. The only quarterbacks that actually threw more passing touchdowns was Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders. The number 1 and number 2, or at least should have been for Shedeur Sanders, should have been number 2 quarterback in this past year's draft. Now, Klubnik, if you watch a lot of mocks, he's that way too early, quote unquote, number 1 quarterback for mock boards. So we'll see how he is in his true senior year, and if he can build off of that junior year. He's really grown on me, and we're just going to have to see, especially if Clemson can get back into elite territory status like they were in the late 2010s, early 2020s. All right, keeping the train moving, we got Drew Allar, another quarterback you need to keep your eye on. Most regular college football fans know who Drew Allar is. Played in the playoffs. Played pretty well in the playoffs. He was actually in a lot of my videos last year heading into the 2025 NFL draft. People weren't sure if he was going to come back or go. A lot of us actually assumed that he was going to leave, especially in a weak QB class. He's listed at 6'5", 237. Off the rip, you're going to hear Josh Allen comparisons. To me, he's not Josh Allen other than the measurables. But he does have a big arm. But at the same time, I am happy that he's coming back for his true senior year. Still many tools to work on, processing and reading defenses under pressure, keeping his eyes up, and maintaining the accuracy needed to fit that ball in, especially on 3rd downs. He was on full display on national TV. Didn't look good against Notre Dame, not pretty at all. To his defense, it was Notre Dame who did play in the national championship and pushed Ohio State in that game, so it wasn't like it was not a legit defense, but he didn't look good at all. But Drew Allar, if he can put it together, Penn State looks locked and loaded. A lot of people came back this year. He can really put together a package and show developments from last year. Drew Allar could realistically be the number 1 quarterback going into the 26 draft. Next up, we got Lenore Sellers out of South Carolina. Listed at 6'3", 242 pounds. He's a redshirt sophomore. I'll say if you don't know who Lenore Sellers is, you probably will by mid-late September of this coming season. I mean, with the size, you're going to see the Anthony Richardson comparisons. 240 plus. Probably runs 4.55 or faster on a straight line 40-yard dash. The number one boomer bust, and in that facet, he's definitely Anthony Richardson 2.0 as a prospect, I should say. I think he has the highest ceiling in this entire room other than Arch Manning. He's got some Jalen Milroe in it. Almost 700 yards rushing last year. Of course, remember in college, sacks count as negative rushing yards. So he was very likely close to 1,000 or over 1,000 rushing yards last year if it was NFL statistics. 18 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Has maybe the strongest arm in this class. So I'm already predicting when he goes to the NFL Combine next year, he's going to really rise his stock. He may do what Anthony Richardson did 2 years ago in 23. Once again, he's boom or bust. He's got a lot of things he needs to work on. Last year as a redshirt freshman, that was his first year as a starter. But honestly, even though he has 1 year as a starter, he looked pretty good reading progressions from what I saw. Deep ball, though he has all the arm in the world, it's not very accurate. It's just too hard. It's just too streamlined. Kind of like Anthony Richardson. But he's exciting to watch. May be one of the most exciting players in all of college football next year. So we're just going to have to see with Lenore Sellers. All right, next up, we got Garrett Nussmeier out of LSU, redshirt senior, listed at 6'2", 200 pounds. That may be a stretch, just to be honest, but Nussmeier started off the season last year blazing hot. A lot of us thought he was going to enter his name into the draft, especially with a weak draft class for 2025. Started off blazing hot, a lot of discussions if he would be the number one quarterback last season going into the draft. Definitely as the season went on, more conference play, momentum cooled down, the turnovers started to pick up, the irrational decision makings became more prevalent, but I really like Nussmeier as a thrower, one of the more talented throwers in my opinion in this class. He's a gunslinger, but me, and maybe that's bias and why I like him a lot, but I like gunslingers, a confident thrower. You just don't want a hesitant quarterback, and I don't see that with Nussmeier. But what comes with that are the turnovers, and that's what makes him him. 18 turnovers last year. You definitely want to turn that down. Bottom 20 percentile. It's not what you want to see in a NFL prospect. Pretty undersized, around 195, 200 pounds, at least last season. He's not very mobile. He's a statue in the pocket. So when you're small and you're a statue, that's going to work against you, especially projecting into the NFL. But he's fearless, and he trusts his receivers. Overall, 7th in big time throws last year, had 26 of them according to PFF. So the talent is there. Let's see if he can put it all together. Moving along, we got Taylon Green out of Arkansas. Started his career at Boise State. Recently transferred to Arkansas. Got the keys, and I mean, the potential's there. I mean, you look at his size and his measurables, 6'6", 230 pounds. Like, that's always going to get your attention, at least initially. 6'6", 230. Mobile, can run the ball, good strong arm according to PFF, 22 big time throws last year, 9th in the nation. He's a high potential guy. Like I was mentioning with Lenore Sellers, when you got somebody this size, this type of athleticism, strong arm, if he puts the package together, he's going to be a day one pick. Now, the production isn't like a lot of the quarterbacks that I mentioned. He's definitely much more of a projection piece. Cut down on the turnovers. Arkansas makes a run. Green will legitimately have day one discussions. Moving on to my 7th quarterback, that's Sam Leavitt out of Arizona State, former 3-star, redshirt sophomore. I didn't know about Leavitt too much until the end of the season, and that was only because I was scouting Scatterboo as a running back going into this past year's draft, and I was like, wow, who's this quarterback? He's actually pretty legit. You don't hear about too many Arizona State quarterbacks being realistic quarterback prospects for the NFL. But last year, 89.1 Pro Football Focus rating, I realized that Sam Leavitt was actually a huge reason with Arizona State's success last year, making it to the conference championship, competing in the playoffs. And Leavitt's a dual threat guy. He can run, decent arm for sure, takes care of the ball, fourth in the nation according to PFF, in turnover worthy plays. We'll see what the offense looks like without Cam Scatterboo, which, let's be honest, they still relied a lot on Cam Scatterboo, but he's got a lot of potential, he's got a lot of talent, and if he can lead Arizona State to a lot of success this year, he will be taken very seriously when it comes to being an NFL prospect. And last but not least, another quarterback to keep your eyes on. That's Fernando Mendoza out of Indiana University, 6'5", 225 pounds. Hey, I had to do it. I had to put my IU guy on here. Recent Cal transfer, heading into his junior year of football. He's taken the keys from one of the better QBs in IU history, and Curtis Rourke, who recently just went to the NFL. Solid PFF score, 75.7. Cal as a whole was pretty trash last year. I didn't like the turnover to big time throw rate, 17-12, but I think the system will really fit Mendoza a lot better than the Cal system. At IU, we run the RPO heavy scheme. Mendoza is a dual threat quarterback. Like I said, 6'5", almost 230. He's got pretty good arm talent. If you read scouting reports, he has a lot of potential to continue to get better. He's on a better squad now at IU. We have good coaching, and I really think that Mendoza can surprise a lot of people in the Big Ten. I think he could thrive and eventually become a legitimate NFL prospect. All right, there you have it. These are my 8 quarterbacks that you need to get to know heading into the 2025 college football season. As I mentioned in the intro, we're in the middle of the summer, but it's still a very optimistic time for everybody if you're a fan. That goes for college football and the NFL. Before you know it, kickoff's getting ready to start and we'll be into another season of football. If you made it this far in the video, of course, I deeply appreciate it. I know I took a little time off from YouTube, so if you're still watching this video and supporting and rocking with me, I deeply appreciate it. Hey, definitely hit the like button, because I already know YouTube, the algorithm gonna be on some bullshit for me taking this leave of absence. So if you could like it, I think it'll increase the odds just a smidge. So rock with your boy, but nonetheless, I got the videos coming back out. They're coming out of the chamber a little bit over the next couple weeks before we get into the football season, but definitely, if you haven't already, like and subscribe and support your boy. That's all I really got to say. Happy to be back on YouTube, and I'll see y'all in the next video.